Pour it up. Yeah. Wake up the world, it's a brand new flow. Stories are brewing with Joe. Pull up a seat, let your truth unfold. Real talk, real hearts, real souls. It's coffee and conversations with Joe, where your voice has room to grow. No judgment, just love that flows. Coffee and conversation.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Joe. But guess what? Today we have a special treat. I'm in charge. In front of the camera. Let me get a round of applause for that. Yeah. I'm so excited about today's show. Men's Table, real conversations with who? Grown men, not just men.
All the way.
Grown men. Y'all don't look excited. Now y'all been cutting up all morning off camera. Now we get on camera and y'all looking like y'all just.
Not gotta be an adult.
Yeah, we're having too much fun. She's having too much fun, so you want her serious.
Okay. We gotta bring it. I want that same energy. Yeah. I'm. Hey.
Yeah, but we try to be demure.
I got it.
Yeah, demure.
I got it. All right. Well, without further ado, I want to dive straight in because I am so excited about this conversation. I want to hear from these men on this panel. We got some questions for y'all. Ladies, are y'all ready? Woo! Online, are y'all ready? I am. Online, are y'all ready? All right. So first up, we're going to go around this table and introduce the fellas. I'm going to start with our usual host, Mr. Joe Lockett.
All right. What's the host, aka Mr. Carver? How you guys doing this morning? I think I'm trying to get my mic hooked up. We good? All right. So I'm Joe, aka Mr. Coffee. How y'all doing this morning? Sure. Hey, why y'all in my business? Really? That's what we're doing? I am single. Shout out to that.
Next up, we have Big Bro Williams in the house.
That's good. Put my sexy voice on. How you doing? I'm Big Ro Williams, the Big Dad of Southern Soul, the one and only bartender, your Hall of Famer. That's right. Big Ro Williams himself. Y'all heard it. I'm the international heartthrob. Go ahead, please.
I don't think we was ready. All right, Ro, what is your relationship status?
I'm married.
Ooh.
And I know she's watching. I'm happily married.
Okay.
I'm scared of her.
Okay.
I'm scared of her. Yes.
Happily married. Y'all heard that?
Married. Yes.
All right. Next up, we got a male sitting over here with a pink beard.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you.
Well, my name is Pynk Beard, and I am recently engaged.
Ooh.
Nice to meet you.
A minute now. All right. So, ladies, he off the market.
Off the market.
All right. And last but surely not least, over here in the cut, we have Mr. Dez Wilson. Mr. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your relationship status?
I am single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not actively dating. There's a
That's a difference.
difference. Yeah.
So you said not actively dating?
not pursuing.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna circle back to that.
Yeah.
That's a conversation within itself.
Mhm.
Okay. Because see, somebody like Joe who's single, he may be chasing.
Or open to a pursuit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, ladies, let's snap some snaps. Yeah. Thank you for that clarification.
I got time.
All right. All right.
Built a house this morning.
All right. So
No tools.
I want to start with happily married.
Come
Because
on,
I need you to explain to us, what does that mean in today's society? Because you made sure that you emphasized that you were happily married.
Well, it's just like this right here. I'm happy with what I got, and what I got going on is what I'm pursuing myself in. It's like all the outside stuff, you get caught up with the world and everything that's going on. Like my man Joe got to go to the gym and get sexy, so because he's single. I'm happy. I don't have to go to the gym. I got a fine wife, you know what I'm saying? And then my kinfolk, like you say, he may be in pursuit, but by choice, he's not. He like me. He happy because he pleasantly plump. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, pleasantly plump. Happy is basically just being able to go to your house, man, and enjoy without even want to go do that. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
Yeah, make a little money.
I
go
like
chill.
that clarification.
Yeah. That's
Now I'm gonna say, I did my little research. I kind of peep your social media, and I personally know your wife. So I just want to say, y'all a cute couple.
Thank you.
Y'all
I
are so
appreciate
cute.
that. I make her look good.
I mean, it seemed like, from the outside looking in, y'all have fun together. Y'all like each other. So that's the recipe.
Let's get something straight.
Okay,
we 20-some years in it.
Okay.
It wasn't always like that.
Oh,
Some days I could pull up.
We gonna come back to that.
Cool. Okay.
Because I want you to help us understand that journey.
Cool.
So we're gonna come back.
Cool.
All right, Mr. Recently Engaged. Tell us about how that looks, because recently engaged, coming from that single sector, what was that transition like for you?
I wish he was here. Being with me is a journey for sure, right? And not necessarily a hardship, but like I like to challenge ideas all the time, and we decided that we wanted to build something the way we wanted to build it, and so it's just been day by day figuring out what this looks like for us, which has been beautiful. Like we're just building this. We have almost a different language that we speak to each other than anybody else, because we wanted this to be specifically for us.
Okay.
We talk a completely different language with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what it's been.
I love that, because I am a firm believer that everybody has to set their own foundation for what works for them.
So you're right.
So I love that you highlighted that. Now, I'm going to be honest. Something that stood out to me from what you just said is I like the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So does that mean, I don't know, when I hear challenge, does that make you confrontational?
Oh, no.
Or?
No. When I say I like to challenge ideas, I like to challenge ideas, not people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
I like that.
There's no reason for me to ever challenge you, right? But ways of thinking are just important. A lot of times, specifically when it comes to relationships, it's kind of like, hey, here's a box set of things. You want one? Here, come get one. And I like to challenge that. Does it have to look like that? Does it always have to be that way? Why is it that way? Blah, 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 blah. And is that what we want? Is if we did it this way, would that even make you happy? Would that make me happy? So challenging ideas to figure out, okay, what does that look like to you? What does that look like to me? And so that we never have to lose. I never want you to lose you to be with me.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to be with somebody that's tailor-made for me. I want to be with somebody that's them, that I just happen to love.
Okay. I like that. I love that you use tailor-made. That's one of my signatures. Yeah. Now, I did my little research on you too. This is my, first time ever being around you in a setting that's not in a performer. You seem real kind of low-key, laid back, kind of approachable.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Because, most musicians, sometimes they just not approachable. Yeah. But your energy, I was checking you out, and then on your social media, But based on you being a musician, but in this setting, it's like, okay, he kind of chill. Is that a right assumption?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I never want to make a fan. I only want to make friends. I've been around. I've been making music professionally almost 20 years, and I've been top of the whatever that is, Grammys and whatnot. But none of that means more than being able to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this is gonna change being a good person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Okay. All right, Dez. Dez. I'm gonna be honest. When I walked in and I saw you, I said, "Oh, you don't look nothing like social media." Like
what does that mean?
You got an innocent baby looking face.
But I don't look like that on social media.
Oh no, on social media you a bear.
But are you comparing like my profile picture with my the tone of my posts?
The tone of it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The tone.
So, but how I post, I look like a mean person.
Not a mean person.
He is a mean person.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But now, based on your social media, because I ain't gonna lie, when we made the concept flyer, I told you, I said I can't send this to him. He's gonna bite my head off. And sure enough, he zoomed in. Who is this?
I'm an artist. I'm an artist.
And I get it. And I tried to explain
it. So
please don't. It wasn't me. It was Joe.
No,
okay?
It's all good.
But
it was a draft.
But meeting you in person, I'm like, really, it just kind of made me feel like I wanted to give you a hug. Yeah, it's just like you just look huggable. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right.
You can hug me. Cool.
I'm gonna get my hug.
Okay.
All right. So you said not pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I mean, I think the general definition that people, when you say you're single, people think you're single and dating or single and looking or pursuing. And I'll be 40 next year, and I got 2 girls and a little boy. I didn't have my first kid until I was 31. And so, I've done a lot in my career. I've been around the world. I was a touring musician, and then I picked up visual arts, and then that took over. And so all of my 20s, I was just working and just doing whatever opportunity kind of presented itself. And, then once I started having kids, that focus shifted into making sure that they were straight and making that transition from a 30-year-old man with no kids to a 31-year-old man with a daughter, you know what I mean? And so with that came a lot of mental, spiritual, emotional transitions. And so now, I'm having to be real intentional about my personal and professional development in a way that I never have been before. I've always, most of my career has been building other people up, creating identities for other people, other organizations, and pouring myself into that. And, I've even poured myself into relationships before, but I never really poured into myself intentionally, and creating and maintaining those boundaries. And now I'm having to do it because it's not just for me anymore. I had to start noticing how I was allowing my work and clients and, job to affect how I was being at home with my kids. And so once I really started noticing that, I was like, no, there have to be some walls put up, there has to be some separation, because I love what I do. And I'm in a unique space to do what I'm blessed and gifted to do as a means to survive and make income. But I think for a lot of creators, we struggle with creating and maintaining that separation, between work and life. And so, yeah. So I'm just being real intentional about making sure I am who I want and see myself to be, the best version of myself. And then being intentional about pursuing a relationship, not just dating to kick it and dating just cause, you know what I mean?
Joe,
so,
you may want to take a few notes. Oh, okay. So I love what I heard. I heard the keyword intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to you, it really reflects a grown man, because, I heard you say you've explored multiple things. Something that stood out to me, your first child is a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did that change a lot for
Definitely.
you?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about that. Did that soften your viewpoint on women?
Yeah, I mean, having a daughter, I think most girl dads can probably co-sign that. You start thinking of how who you are as a father, how that is being translated to her, and how that translates into her identity, her identification of a man. And I start thinking of, what am I instilling in her what am I instilling in her to make her more aware of who she's choosing later in life, who she's allowing herself to be around. And so, how I talk, and even when I make mistakes of raising my voice or getting upset, whatever, I'm still sitting down and having deeper conversations. I'm still apologizing, and communicating through understanding, like, listen, I'm not perfect. Your daddy's still growing. I'm always going to be, willing to be accountable and keep that line of communication open,
Okay.
with all my kids, but with my daughters especially. That's something that's definitely changed me and made me more communicative and open to, especially understanding women's emotions and perspectives.
I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Lockett. So you've heard from the other panelists, and coming behind Dez, who talks about dating but not, keyword, not pursuing. What you got for us? Tell us about your viewpoint on being single, what you've been through in your marriages, even in these dating streets. Where are you today? What can the ladies expect from Joe Lockett?
He laying the asphalt on the dating street.
Drill bit by drill bit. Drill bit by drill bit. Hey, we side, big doc. Hey, stop him out. Stop him out. Go ahead,
My bad.
I ain't said that way.
Right.
My bad, man.
Right.
So, I think for me, being single, when I first got a divorce, I did not. I wasn't in the streets. I wasn't pursuing because I was lost trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And during that time, I made a decision to myself. I didn't want to hurt nobody's daughter because I was hurt. So when I did get back up to the dating streets, it was for the wrong reason. Because you sort of kind of want revenge. You know what I'm saying? Sure.
Give me an example.
I think most times after you went through a divorce, when you're dating, you're not meaning to hurt the woman. Or when a woman dates, she's not meaning to hurt the man. But this is the first time you're out the box, right, with somebody new. And you want to show the world, right, that this is going to work. Because you just had went through something that didn't. And sometimes you jump into, even though you may be healed from the divorce, right? You jump into things that probably not what it needs to be for you. It looks good. It fits everything that you're looking for, but you're moving too fast because you want it too quickly. Because you want, I think I was trying to get back what I had. Meaning not the woman, but the lifestyle, being responsible for somebody, being that protector, being that guy. And it got good. And I think, and I take full responsibility on my side that I believe I did too fast in the relationship of dating. And I think I misled that person.
So when you say missing what you had, is that where you find yourself possibly settling or just being comfortable with one's present?
Say it again.
So when you say missing what you had, like from marriage, divorce, and you're in a single street, and you're out here going through women, do you find yourself settling or looking for something comfortable?
Well, I want to clarify. I don't go through women. Number one.
Right. Running through
My name is Joe Lockett, and I don't.
Thank you.
Oh, Lockett. Thank you.
This is not Spanish. The J sounds like J.
I am Joe. I'm not Jose.
Hold on.
Joseph Lockett.
Let me sip. Let me let that marinate. Let's sip a little coffee on that right there.
Yeah, I missed it. One.
So when y'all call me, my pearls look. Okay.
So I think we know when I went into dating, what I meant was a man you're comfortable. I was in a relationship for 10 years, married for 7. That was my life. That was who I was. And when you go through a divorce, you become something, you're different. You know what I'm saying? You're not looked at as a husband. You're not looked at as a stepdad. You know what I'm saying? You're not looked at as that person anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's an identity crisis that I didn't know that I had to actually really go through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I didn't realize that when I was dating, because in my mind, I'm back in these streets again. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna go ahead and have fun and do what I got to go do. But as it went on, I started to realize that I'm trying to get something back that's already gone. Meaning the husband, not the woman, right? But the husband, Joe, right? You're not him anymore. You're just Joe Lockett, the father of 2 beautiful daughters. And whatever woman you get with now, she needs to get to know you. You can't go out there starting to pour on your husband qualities onto a woman that like you.
That's deep too, because first realization of me going through an identity crisis was the transition from single Dez with no kids to Dez with 1 kid. Then it was Dez with 2 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had to find myself in that process too. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I was less desirable in some ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that.
Because I mean, you already know. We hear a lot of women be like, "Oh, I ain't talking to no man with no kids." You know what I mean?
As a 27-year pull-out champion, I don't have that. 27 years pull-out champion. 27 years pull-out champion. 27 years pull-out champion.
The pull-out. Okay, another safe. Is that another safe word for today? Pull-out champion.
Pull-out champion.
Oh.
No. That's just.
Because I was about to talk about identity.
Go keep my truth here.
Because I was about to talk about identity crisis. Because you said something very interesting for me to hear is that you were missing being a husband, not the woman.
Yeah.
See, I always thought you were missing the present. You know, from a viewpoint of a woman, I thought a man misses that woman per se.
You know, this is just me. When someone's, Maya Angelou says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So when my wife asked me for the divorce, I had to believe her. You know what I mean? And so that part of me had to understand that. It was tough to let go, but the mind and the body understood that she was gone. When a woman, y'all know ladies sitting out in the audience, when you say to your husband that you want a divorce, you had divorced me a long time ago mentally, spiritually, and you know what I'm saying? You was just there.
Woman's fed up.
Exactly. And so the look in her eyes when she said it to me at that moment, right? It probably had been there the whole time, right? But I didn't.
But see, sometimes women will say stuff like that to see your response or to put it to you that they want more from you.
Oh, she meant that one.
Yeah, I'm saying it can go either way.
The average man, we always overlook the situations. Men and women are opposite. Like I said, it's always been there, but a man never want to see himself because men are ego driven. See what I'm saying? So you never want to see your woman look at you less than what you really are. Or you never don't want to accept the fact. So that one time that she really looked at you, you overlooked 20 other times that she looked at you the same way.
Now. Yeah, for sure.
One thing that I think you said I thought was really important, and there is a difference between the partner, like a person, and the position.
Right.
Yeah. Like as a person with a partner, right? You might miss them, right? Like that person is no longer there, and you miss some things about them. But then there's a separate thing of like deconstructing what that means about my position, right? Like I'm no longer a boyfriend.
Right.
And so you develop a part of your personality kind of comes with like, how do I interact with people? Or, you know, what time should I go home? Or I don't know, like how many groceries should I buy?
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
These are things that you kind of develop in your personality in that position.
So can I ask you something right there? Is that based on maturity?
No. It's been based on proximity for the most part. Like
that's good.
If I'm the preacher's kid, right? So every Sunday I was born on a Sunday, no joke, right? I was born on a Sunday. I spent every Sunday of my life in somebody's church till I turned about 30. Well, the first Sunday I didn't go to church. What do I do with a Sunday? Right? Like what did I do with a Sunday? Because by that point I moved to LA, you know, I didn't, you know, things just did. So what do I do on a Sunday? I didn't have like we watched the game on Sunday because I didn't grow up watching. So my position there, I had to develop a new thing. What does that mean? So when you lay down in your bed, I travel, you know, I'm engaged. I travel a lot though. So not being specifically in that position where she is, what do I do with this side of the bed? Right? Yeah. You know, what do I do with when I go get something to eat? Do you want something? Right? Like that, you're so used to those kind of things, though, the little things that kind of give you the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the endorphins of I accomplished something today.
Okay.
Right. And so not having that is not only are you missing the person, you might be able to get over the person. I'm not saying that you like stuck on the person, but you might be stuck on them. But at the same time, it's separate to be able to like, okay, like you find value in that. So where do I find my value today?
Okay. And Pynk, I'm gonna say this too, bro. You know, when and I think you can relate to this, right? The silence.
He got kids. He can't relate.
No, before that.
When you're co-parenting, like, you know what I mean? Like you have to find that balance. You know what I mean? Because you miss your kids, but you also have to recognize they need time with their mom. But you know.
But that silence, when you have been in something for a number of years, 7 years, 10 years, right? You don't realize the noise in the house, people walking around, somebody in the kitchen, right? Somebody doing something, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself in a house, and if you don't move, there's nothing.
Yeah, kind of like a separation anxiety per se.
Bruh.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I heard Big Rose say something. I'm going to ask this question, then I'm going to turn it over for some questions, whether it's in the comments. We have some people in the audience that are going to ask some questions. So Big Rose, you said men are ego driven.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree?
I think you can. I'm learning at this point in my life to be driven by not my ego, but by my desire to be good. I always say, like, men never have to be good. They never train to be good. We train to be good at stuff, but not good, right? From the time you're a little boy, you playing football or one of your coaches grabbed you at your chest when you were 6 and cussed you up to the high heavens. And what you're supposed to do with that is turn off the emotion and just go do the thing, right? And so most of us are doers. And because we are doers, that gets into our ego. Like the fact that we did it makes us ego driven. But the older I get, I'm trying to put that away and focus on being good, not necessarily being good at something, but just like being a good person, a good human being. And that's a shift, right? Like, because it's when I'm not judging myself on what I accomplished today, but how good of a partner was I today, right? How well did I communicate that thing today? How, you know, the uncomfortable conversations that normally 5 years ago would have been, you know what I'm saying? But today it's like, okay, how well can I pace this out, right? How gentle can I be in this conversation? How much can I learn from this? And I have to not be ego driven, because the ego in me wants to protect me, right? Wants to make me look good, even if I'm not good, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the reason I say ego driven is because, and I always tell this, because some of the things I hear men say all the time is we never get appreciated for them we do. But you being a preacher child, you should understand, or you should know that if you look in the Bible, it's none man in the Bible was really woo, 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 woo. So when I say ego, once you set your goal, every day you should accomplish something that you say. Write your list and say, hey, I done it. If you accomplish it at that point, you say, we good. We all kings as men.
Men pour into men. Men pour into the wife, the children, and everything else. That's why Father's Day is not a popular holiday. Because as you've been a giver, receiving from somebody that always receive from you, they don't know what to give you. So if you Superman, how can I help Superman? I can't. Unless somebody puts some kryptonite in his back and I can snatch it out. You see what I'm saying? So with that, what I mean by ego driven is men got a tendency, if you notice, and I'm gonna go back to the Bible, it says a man is a protector and a provider. Now we protected and provided by the Heavenly Father. A man is given a beautiful woman. A woman to a man, if you listen, is a status symbol. Nothing you can take away from a man is his family, his children, and all, but that wife, she can always put the EX and she no longer belong to him. So, and I hate to say this, and women don't get mad at me. A man is judged by other men by his woman. We raise horses. So when we go to the horse ride, we got the horses and everybody look at these horses and you get the prize horse, the ego stick out because what I've done for my horse. So me and my wife, we so good. When I learned that, I pour into my wife. My wife developed everything and now she's bigger than me. You see what I'm saying? So now when guys look at us, they say, man, y'all married look so good. And I say, man, y'all just don't know the hell we went through. But when I learned that as a man, because we are the head, that's when I can look at my house, I can look at my kids, I can look at everything, and I can say, hey, I'm doing a good job. Because once I lead by example, I never have to teach nothing because they're going to always follow.
Now, Big Bro.
Come on, mama.
Did you just say?
You have to be a country boy because the prize winner horse go for $20 million, man.
See, she finna take it. They finna take it. She finna take it the wrong way. I can always say that. They finna take it the wrong way.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's what they heard.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what they heard.
Okay.
Listen,
the ladies okay with it. I just want to make y'all good.
You understand what I'm saying? If somebody steal your horse as a cowboy, they get home. I can kill you for stealing my horse now. Yeah, that's the best thing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure everybody was okay.
Pynk, I knew they was gonna do that.
With the horse
I saw it coming.
A man loves
The horse analogy. The horse analogy.
what that country singer wrote, what Willie Nelson said, whiskey for my men and a beer for my horse.
Okay.
We love our horse to death.
Yes,
So
Lord.
compare your woman to a horse.
When he said, everybody
I
okay.
saw you stepping in it, bro. I saw you stepping in it.
I took one for the team. I gotta go out there.
Okay.
Yeah, we finna get dirty on this show today, y'all. Yeah,
The man's table.
yeah.
All right, so this has been really good. I am enjoying what y'all sharing. Lord, I'm learning. I'm gonna go do some research on this horse.
And let me respond to that too. That I think traditionally we have men have been expected to be ego driven, and in most cases we've been kind of bred to be ego driven in some ways, right? But I think one of the things that we're faced with now, a lot of men are being faced with, is while traditionally we've been expected to provide and protect, and still are expected in a lot of ways, a lot of women doing way better than us. You know what I mean? And so women are not necessarily looking to be financially provided for as much as they would have been in the 60s and 70s when they couldn't, get promoted. You know what I mean? So now men are really having to be forced with becoming emotionally present, aware, and intelligent in ways that we didn't have to back in the 60s. My granddaddy, look, I'm paying bills. I ain't got to do nothing else but sit in this chair until I go back to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? But women are requiring more of us now. And so it's forcing us to step out. For those who are self-aware and willing to, adapt to that, it's forcing us to step outside of those traditional roles and evolve in some ways. And we're seeing, the differences of men who aren't and are still trying to force these kind of, nuclear definitions on gender roles, in ways that don't necessarily work for us as a community anymore. Black women are evolving, they're progressing, they're elevating, they're CEOs. And so, she might not have aspirations to be a housewife, but she still want to be a wife, And so what does that look like for a husband who traditionally may expect his woman to cook and clean all day? You know, y'all just hire somebody to come and cook and clean a few times out the week, and then y'all can enjoy your time together. But a lot of us are having to step outside of those kind of traditional bounds.
Well, let me ask this question. Why would a man want a wife that's a CEO if that ain't the wife he's looking for? If he's looking for a housewife, there's plenty of women out there with clean up. There's some good old country girls out there where they had the butter bean waiting on you. They had that bath drawer. When you get home, them chilling quiet, you still get the big piece of chicken.
That lady ain't got the social status that the CEO has.
But she'll need that if you got it already.
He likes that.
That's his problem.
Yeah.
Every time I went for something that I like, it was always wrong for me.
Oh, there you
That
go.
was 20 years ago, though.
I want to say this.
20.
Okay. How do I say it? A lot of times we forget how like we are a sum total of our environment and our experiences, right? We happen to live in like a hyper capitalist society, right? And so when we speak on everything that we do, we kind of speak of it in a hyper capitalistic, like we think of dating as a marketplace, but that only works in capitalism, right? Like dating isn't a market. But we think like most of the things that we say about relationships come from like financial terms. Like we want their company and we want to be good consideration, which is a financial term. Oddly enough, love, the word love is a financial term. Love means to leave an asset of value to a person of close relation. Love. That's
Wait, say that again.
Love is to leave an asset of value to a person of close relation. That's what love is in the Black's Law Dictionary, second edition. Right. So we tend to think about relationships in a like a transactional kind of way. And because those transactions worked a certain way in American society up until relatively, women couldn't have bank accounts to 74, right? I was born in 82, so that was only 8 years before I was born. I mean, I know I'm old, but that's not that long ago, right? So that market, that particular way that market would work, where the supply was, okay, men had a supply and these women had a demand, and so we met that supply and demand need. Well, as that supply and demand shifts, well, then the market has to shift with the supply and demand. And so now you may not necessarily need me to, I'm not saying that I won't buy you something or whatever, right? But that may not be what your demand is. Right. My demand is not necessarily for someone to cook for me. Like, although that's nice, I'm not saying don't cook for me. That's really, I love that. That's great. But when I'm trying to build something, that's why I said that me and my girl, we got like a language that we speak. Right. I wouldn't even, we put together 4 years before I let her even touch a dish in my house. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't care if I'm gonna order Postmates. You won't go into the kitchen. And the reason that I wouldn't let her do it is because I never wanted her to think that that's why I have her here. You're not here for that. That's not what I got you for. I could pay somebody to cook for me. Most of the stuff that people look for in a, and I'm saying like a traditional wife, literally you could put on your payroll.
Literally, yeah.
Right, yeah. Like I can pay somebody to cook, clean. Yeah. I can pay somebody. Never mind what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I can get all that on payroll. The one thing I can't get off payroll is your truly loving me. Right. Like knowing me. I can't pay you for that. Like to really care about me. I can pay you to do anything else though. So as that market is shifting, where now, I think men, we keep talking about how women are requiring more, but I think men are requiring differently too, right? Like to those of us that are saying, baby, I literally could pay somebody to clean this up. I'm not poor. Like I can pay somebody to come vacuum. That's not valuable. Not that it's not valuable. That's not the thing of value, right? The thing of value at this point is, what does this look like, right? Can I communicate with you a need from here? Yeah, not from here, right? Can we have a conversation that's not about the bills? That's about right now. Me and my girl, I've been asking her about like, how do you feel, right? What is your feeling about this? And you would have thought I said something in Mandarin, because most time men don't care how anything feels. Right? It's what do I need to do? Right? No. Talk me through. Why do you feel that way? Okay. Right? Like what's causing that feeling? So that I know her better. And I want to tell you, I feel like this, my love. Right? And I'm feeling like this because of XYZ. So that she knows me better. Because I can't, the rest of this I could buy. No.
So do you have any brothers, cousins, uncles?
I do. but I want to piggyback on It's it because us brothers, we're on this stage, we're in a unique position to be able to understand that the feeling part. The brother that works 9 to 5, got to go home and cut the grass, who don't have the means to do those things, we got to be fair to him because he don't have what we have. Right? We've been blessed. So when he go home, he want to think about the feelings, but he's that brother like we used to be that don't have feelings and don't have time to think about your feelings and hope that you understand what he's doing. So I think sometimes, ladies, when y'all listen to what we're saying here, don't put that on your man. Make sure you know what kind of man that you have in your presence. When I come home, I have time to think about that. I do have the means to pay for, the maid and all that other good stuff. Mm-hmm. But some brothers, they just barely making y'all without y'all 2 paychecks together. Y'all ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? So if you have discretionary income, I think a brother has more time to think. Men have more time to think.
What I said earlier, you got to be on what works for you. You get what I'm saying? So if it does require, hey, I'm gonna cut the grass, you gonna wash the dishes, or whatever, like however that works. You get what I'm saying? I'm by no. That's why I didn't want to make it seem like that stuff wasn't valuable. I'm not saying that those things aren't valuable. I'm saying that specifically, as things are evolving, you may not be in that place where, like you preacher's kid, everybody know about the big piece of chicken, right? You may not be in that place where I need the big piece of chicken, right? Like that might not move me. What might move me more than the big piece of chicken is, let me tell you, like I'm wild autistic. Let me tell you about what I learned about trains today, right? Like that might be my thing. I need to get off my chest. That might mean more to me today, right? But to the brother that's working a 8 to 8, right? If what that man needs is just some bath water and a lap to lay on, I get that. And to the sister that's working an 8 to 8, if what she needs is some help, somebody to help her, get her hair and nails done to make her feel beautiful, I get that. I'm not saying don't do that. I want to make sure, because I'm not trying to put that person down at all. Okay.
So, well, before I just want to pause for a minute to highlight what I heard was said. As a woman exploring out here, possibly dating or seeking something, one, we need to understand what the man feels. Is that true?
Yeah.
But what resonates to me that I heard you say, we need to know what's valuable to you.
Yes.
And I think it's 2 parts. I think emotional awareness is the need for emotional awareness is increasing, right? And we're at a space where it's higher than it has been. And I mean, we all know how survival mode plays directly into that. If you weren't about surviving, if this building is on fire, we're not thinking about how we feel. We're thinking about getting out of here so we can live. You know what I mean? Not only are men being more required to learn how to be more emotionally responsive, aware, intelligent, present, women are also having to adapt to men being more emotionally vocal and expressive, and us having needs and the intersection of that. We all heard dudes get called sassy for, responding to, and so
you're going back and forth with a woman.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, no, this is how I feel about this thing. You know what I mean? And so, it goes back vice versa as well. Women are expecting men, she wants to be asked about how her day was. She wants you to be able to de-escalate her and talk her through things, not always try to fix every solution. Sometimes she just want to be heard. You know what I mean? And so I think it's 2 parts where we're having to really inspect, analyze, and change how we've looked at our relationship dynamics.
Okay, so Ro, I'm gonna let you go, but now we want to hear from the ladies. We want to hear, because we've heard a lot, shared a lot. So we're gonna give the ladies an opportunity to make some statements, ask some questions, but we're gonna let you go.
Well, I was just gonna piggyback. Kinfolk kind of touched on it. It's like everybody needs a companion different from other people. The social media has put companionship in a box. They want everybody to look exactly the same. And now, if you look on social media, it's the argument what a man's supposed to do and what a woman's supposed to do. How you gonna bring value to me? How you gonna bring value to you? Like Kinfolk said, you don't even know what value is. What is it that values you or what you need? So one of the things Kinfolk here addressed was that my wife. See, I'm a masculine type guy. It's just how it was. And I'm gonna fix everything. If it's a problem, I'm gonna fix it. So my wife got to a part where she wouldn't tell me certain things because I be ready to ride her to the job. I'm going to see about your boss. He said, what? They did what? And she like, no. I'm just telling you, this how it was and this. So anytime they got triggers. So women, when you go to your man and you want to tell your feelings, don't go right there, because now we like, we, you know, hey, we got to tell something. What's up? What's wrong? See what I'm saying? And so what you have to do is develop that time, and communication is the key. I promise you. Talk about any and everything. If you pass gas and stink, say, "Ooh, you hit me with a bad one. I'm gonna get you later on." You know, and you got to bring that boundary, because once you do that, it makes it easier. Like Fam say, for me to go ask my wife, "Hey, baby, how your day was? Hey, rap to me for a minute." Now, I might not listen to nothing she say, because you know my wife. My wife, she's a speaker and she get long-winded, and I just be like, learn these words. Right. As a married man, learn these words. That word "my," I got 3 my. My. Yep. Then I say, my. What? Then I say, you know, and I ain't heard nothing, but they go good with everything. And when she get through, she say, what you want for dinner? Baby, you already know. You already know. So communication is key, number one. What they say was 100% right. And ladies, please, when you approach your man with a simple conversation where you want to let him know how you feel, you know what I'm saying? Don't go to him with the huffing and puffing. Go to him with the, hey, babe, let me tell you something. Fellas, when you want to let your old lady know, don't say, well, let me tell you how I feel about it. Because normally we tell you how we feel when y'all done peed us off about what y'all feel. Now we going tit for tat. You see what I'm saying? Ladies.
Okay. All right, ladies. So I hear we have some questions out here in the audience. So we're going to ask Miss Trudy, come on down.
Well, John, I definitely enjoyed your conversation. I'm like you, I'm intentional about everything I do right now in my life. At 53, I was married for 26 years. I thought I knew what love was in a relationship. And you do become, and you find your identity. You go through identity crisis when you've been married that long. I've been married most of my life. And so for me, I thought I knew what love was, but what does love mean to you?
You know, there's something I'm still defining, you know. I too thought I had an idea of it, but it was in a lot of ways selfish. In a lot of ways, you know, love is not control. You know, love is not it's not lust. You know what I mean? And it's not fine. It's not having ego reassurance either. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of things that, you know, I've done in the past, you know, we're kind of riddled in that. You know, hindsight should be 20/20. It isn't always, but hopefully it's 20/20. And I think, you know, moving forward, you know, I do want to be married. I haven't been married before, but it's something that I do, you know, want to do. But I have understood a better definition of love through my children, you know, and becoming a dad, I know, has prepared me to become a better husband in the future. And so, you know, I'm still learning that and defining that. And I think that, you know, love is honesty, is transparency, is communication. It's a willingness to listen and grow and adapt, you know, with the person. And also, you know, love is also boundaries, you know what I mean? And respecting the other person's boundaries, learning those boundaries and why they were put up, and what I need to do to work with that around boundary, or what I need to do to help you take down that wall a little bit, you know? So I think it's layered. There's no clear one sentence definition of what love is for me, at least. But I think it's some of all those things.
Gotcha.
I tell Christina all the time that I feel like language is, keep in mind my songwriter, so I love words. And language is probably the most powerful tool that human beings have ever developed. Like, to be able to, because the idea is for me to get this idea that's in my head, this abstract idea, and somehow put it in your head. And we're good at that sometimes. Like, say, that is a light. And you go, yeah, that's a light. But when we start talking about abstractions, other abstractions like love, it's like, how do I get this? Like, what I'm getting, how do I make sure that you get it? This may be a bad way to do this, but I'm gonna try. To me, love is to know and be known. Right. Right. Like and for me to feel loved, again, the acts of service don't really mean much to me unless that's what I need. The words of encouragement don't really, unless that's what I need. So like to feel loved is just to feel known. As a performer, you know, the cool part about being a performer is I get up on stage and everybody out there loves me. They don't know me, right? They're happy to see me. I'm great and wonderful, and they want to take, but they don't know me, right? So the one thing that I can't get on the road, the one thing that I can't buy is for someone to just know me. And so that's how I feel love. And I feel like the way that I show love is by trying my absolute dead level best to know her, right? Just like, you know, and that's frustrating sometimes to try to know someone or for someone to even know, because there are some things in my life that I've spent my whole life not letting people know. I think everybody has something in that, like there's a part of me that I think is just privately to me, right? Like I don't let people come in the bathroom with me. I think that's weird, right? But for whatever reason, women want to come in the bathroom with you. Oh, get out of here. Like, you say, no, get out of here. No, talk me through the door. I don't like it. It's just, and I know we say it's just, that's not the point. But knowing that about me, right? And me knowing those things about her, I think that's the,
I'm still working on what it means at this stage in my life. The things I can tell anybody for me right now, just for me, I think it's a feeling at this point because I don't know what love is. I didn't know how to give love for a long time. And I've said this many times in my career that when especially the Black men, when we grow up, we're not taught to show emotions of love. Mm-hmm. We're taught to protect and give, right, and provide.
And withhold.
Right.
And withhold our own emotions.
We withhold emotions, right? So when I realized that, you know, I was married and I didn't want her really to touch me outside of want to be touched in that moment. You know what I mean? Cuddling was nothing I was taught as a kid. So when a woman tried to cuddle with me, it felt weird. You know what I mean? But that was the truth though, you know, because it was like, I did it for a while, but it was nothing in it that I wanted. So it's like, why are you still under me for this long period of time? That's when I was younger.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Because as a kid, what did my dad teach me? Right? Be hard, be emotional, you know, no emotions, right? So as a kid, I was always emotionalist. I mean, I felt nothing. I saw clean through you, right? Whatever had to be done, I was going to get it done, right? So I don't know you. I don't care about you. I love mom. I love dad. I love my brother. That was it. So I didn't know how to love a woman. You see what I mean? So now when I did get a family, I started to learn what love meant, but knowing what it means doesn't mean you know how to.
That's good.
That's deep.
That's
Knowing and doing are absolutely two different things.
So,
well, to me, love is simple. No one can give you a definition of love. Love is an action word. Love make you do when you don't want to. No one can teach you how to love. Love is a feeling that makes you just act upon something for no reason at all. Love, I'll give you an example. Before I got married, and I said, I'll never be married. Me and my partner used to go to the strip club after work every day. Every day. And I'm going home. But on this particular day when I knew I was in love with my wife, I'm on the phone with my partner like, man, hey, Seth, go ahead and order mine. I'm on the way now. Boy, I got a pocket full of money. And about 20 minutes later, he said, bro, where you at? And I look up, I'm in the driveway at my wife's house. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm eating chili dogs. I said, man, I'm going to holler at y'all. I don't even know why I went to the house. I was going to the strip club. See, a lot of times when we say love and they say, well, man, we want to talk love, no one can teach you. Love is in your heart, man. Love is that thing where you can pass 8 homeless people, but then you see this one and just say, hey, man, here's $20, boom. and keep going. You know, sometimes I like to call it the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't no preacher type guy, but you know what I'm saying?
He been preaching the whole time he been up here.
But love, but you know, hey, that's what I do. That's what I do. But love just being for real. Love is an action word. Love is something that make you do things, make your heart flutter. I can tell you 100 times, don't mess with that dude. That dude ain't about that. But you're gonna always say it's something about him. That's what love is. Don't worry, it's something about him. I can say, bro, she wasn't in back in the day. She's something to me. It's love. Yeah, she's something to me. And once you get that, then you got love. Other than that, I don't know what it is.
Because I know for me, being in a 26-year marriage, I thought love for me was him paying the bills, paying the mortgage, paying the car note. But I was missing that companionship, that intimacy, that, just having that person there. I'm a simple woman. I like simple things. I'm not materialistic. I work hard, but I had so much love to give that I was always pouring into the relationship and nothing was pouring out of it. And I got drained. But he wanted the divorce, not me. I tried, 26 years is a long time to be married. And so, I was being taught that I was going to be in it forever. So my next go around, is forever. I believe that God holds the marriage together, and I believe that, faith is an important part of having that love because, he is the third tie that bonds you. And so I believe that, the next time I come around, it will be forever. But love to me is an action. And what I do to pour into a man, I expect him to pour into me as well. So we're equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And I think that's part of the dilemma, like the dilemma and dichotomy we're experiencing is like hearing Joe's upbringing, how that molded him into a man who was incapable of receiving affection, right? But you knew how to provide and protect.
Yeah.
And girls are taught, get you a man that's going to provide and protect, But then we're clashing because once he's providing and protecting and you're nurturing, there's still a disconnect and a gap there that now we're having to really examine and define.
But we don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's that missing piece.
Yeah.
In a lot of relationships, the people watching this today, right? You fall in love with that person because of what you see, but what you don't see, right, is what breaks you up.
Yeah.
And you can't in that moment, you can't say what you don't see because you're not in it.
And you never really know a person until you go through some shit.
Yeah.
You never really know them until y'all go through some real shit.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Me and table, baby.
Real talk. Real talk. Real
Thank
talk.
you.
Real talk.
You're
Right
welcome.
on.
All right, this has been good. This has been good. We got another question in the house.
We do. Hello.
Uh-oh.
How are you guys? Yeah,
Jacqueline.
Yes. I want to talk to you about this horse.
Oh,
I'm glad we're going to talk about this horse.
I
Okay.
want to see a man about a horse.
So, yeah, I want to see a man about a horse. So my question to you, I want you to elaborate on that, but let me give you some my thoughts on that. And correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned that a man either admires or judges another man by his horse. Is that correct? By his woman, but that's by the woman. Right. Gotcha. By his woman. So on the outside, a man on the outside looking in at your woman, if your woman, when you're thinking about your woman representing you, what does that mean to you? Her appearance? What does that mean? Or how she takes care of you? Because you got the man on the outside looking in. What does that mean? Elaborate on how a man can judge you by your woman.
Quite easy. I'm gonna use kinfolk. No, joke. It's your show.
Is it?
Is it? It's the Lisa Craig show today.
Right.
What's it called? I approach you. The way you allow me to approach you and you receive the way I approach you lets me know that he handling his business or not. The way I look at a woman is, like I say, if we together and we truly in love, I couldn't approach you.
I would see the way you're dressed right now. You would make a simple man scared to talk to you.
Oh, really?
It'll have to be a man that have some kind of values or a certain level of confidence to come at you because number one, you're dressed, you're not naked. You don't look like that every social media chick. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I know I would have to come with you some good intellectual conversation. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I would have to get to know you because I couldn't come with the what's up, sugar, what's happening, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're not going to do that. So what I mean by that is when it comes to my wife, it's just like a horse. If I go up to someone else's horse, horse ain't gonna let me come over there until the owner comes over there.
Okay.
Now, if it's a friendly horse, I know there's an everyday horse that probably rescue horse because it loves.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But and that's what a man wants.
You know, she pull up at the gas station right now. About 4 or 5 cats gonna walk up on that same type time, though. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, and I'll make a comment to that. I have an older son that used to play football at Auburn, and he had a girlfriend at the time, and he brought her around. And one day we were out, and it was after the football game, and all the football players, they get to know each other, and they start. And I saw her run to him and say to another one of his classmates or one of his teammates, and she was just, "Hey, how you doing, girl?" Da 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 da. And I had to speak to her, and I said, "Hey, don't do that. You don't know those young men, and your man is over there." So is that what you're saying? Pretty much how a woman represents you as the husband or boyfriend or whatever, where she could not go up into another man's face like that.
My job as a man is to protect you from anything. Mm-hmm. If I cheat, it's for me to protect that you never know I'm cheating. Nobody will ever even disrespect you in no type of way. I'm supposed to secure that I'm supposed to basically give you a certain security that if anybody come up to you and say something about me, you already know me without a shadow of a doubt. And the same way with you. When I'm not with you, you're still supposed to represent me in a way that I'm royalty. We like Pynk Beard said, I got a certain language with you that nobody else knows. Right. And if we're the only one that know this, then if somebody comes up,
right.
You see what I'm saying? Gotcha. So that's all I'm saying. We represent each other. I'm to safeguard your heart, and you're to safeguard my heart, because that's where the love combines at. Okay. The two opposites contract.
Okay. Anybody else? And I got another question. Okay, y'all get.
We need to move on. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is a scenario, and I'm asked each one of you what you think about this. For a man, let's say a man has been married 15, 16 years, and his wife wants a divorce, and he agrees to the divorce. What would you say to a single person that meets that man and he makes a comment and says, "I didn't want to be single. I don't do well single. I will not be single long." Is that a red flag for a single woman? Or is that something that's like, oh, this man is marriage material? What would you say?
I think it could go either way. One, I tried my best not to make blanket like generalizations, right? So I think every situation is different.
Right.
This could be the type man that is insecure in himself as an individual, right? Identity crisis, like we were talking about. Yeah. He doesn't know who he is without a woman. That might be okay. That also might not be okay. You know what I mean? There could be some things that he needs to go through on his own. He might need to go to therapy instead of going to that date.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think in a lot of ways, some cats could scapegoat that intentional time they need to be doing to heal and rebuild in preparation for the next relationship. They could just be trying to jump into one to mask really confronting the stuff that they just keep it under the rug. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it could go either way.
When I keep talking about how important language is, y'all ever seen those little memes where it'd be like, say this one sentence, say it flirty, say it angry, it'd be the exact same word, but the inflection says so much about what the words are. So and there are 3 statements that were there. I did not intend to be single, right? I don't do well single, and I won't be single long. That's 3 separate statements that could speak to the past, the present, and the future, right? That could be a hope, a regret, and a statement of fact. Like there's so many things that those 3 statements could mean. That's why I say that to love somebody is to know. So like really, I don't know if that's a flag at all, but if that's something that you want to dig more into, like you're saying, what do you mean by that?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. What, when you say you didn't intend to be single, what did you intend? You don't do well single. Does that mean like you can't handle being
out of control?
Right. Yeah. Right. Or like, are you saying that this is just not the way you feel like you're intended to be? Blah blah. So each of those statements, I think, could lead to some really deep conversations if we don't just start throwing up flags. Like, don't just run the man.
Because if a woman told me she doesn't do well single, my first thought would be, well, how are you alone?
Yeah.
Because we're not always going to be together all the time.
Exactly.
Right? And if I have to travel somewhere, what does that mean when I'm not present? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it could be, or she could just be saying, hey man, I find my joy in pouring into another person, right? Because there are people who are just natural born helpers. That's just who they are, right? And they need like that would be like me without a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do well without a mic. Like, I need that. Like, you know what give me a mic. You know what I'm saying? But if I try to take my conception of it and put it on that person, then we might not really be communicating. I might have heard it, but I didn't listen. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a flag one way or the other.
I don't think it's a flag. I think it's a flag, but it can't be a flag because I think as me dating, I don't know how many men say this to women, but I know women say that often, that I'm not here for, I'm
dating with intention.
We hear that all we hear that all the time. And for me, that scares me off because that's like you putting a timetable on me. But I get why she's saying that. I'm not mad at the premise of why she's saying it, but in my mind, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, fellas, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I mean, wrong about that? You know what I'm saying? That got to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
This is a win.
It does put a lot of pressure on,
but my time is going to be my time, like your time is going to be your time. I'm not going to speed it up because you said what you said. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got to get to know you. We got a date.
Yeah.
Right. I have a friend that says about, collecting data. I still got to collect that data.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're trying to speed up or trying to figure out. You saying that to me just tell me that you've been with some guys that done played you and you want to make sure I'm not going to play you. And I get that. Like I said, I'm not mad at it. But to me, it's sort of, I don't know, but is that it's like a small turnoff to me.
I want to say one more thing, but okay, remember how I said boys don't have to be good, we have to be good at stuff.
Right.
I always like to say women live in what I call the good prison. They are prisoners of doing good, right? Like a man, you judge a man by numbers. Like you're 6 feet tall, you make 6 figures, you got a 6 inch, right? Okay, it's all numbers, right? Like either you do it or you don't do it, right? Like
Right.
No feelings, no emotion. But we put our women in the good box. Do you look good? Can you cook good? Is you good? Do you have a good job? Are you a good mother? Right? It's all goods and bads. And so women are like kind of raised to be good, and good is not. So yes, she needs an intention, because if I date this man and it doesn't turn out good, now her value's dropping.
Makes sense.
Right? Because now she's been in her mind failed relationship. That's not good. And so she has to hit you with her intentions first. Well, keep in mind, I ain't never had to be good. If this don't work out, baby, there's another one. Right?
Exactly.
Like, I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something I did. It didn't work out cool because I'm kind of raised by my disappointment.
But it goes back to what you said, Pynk. Communication. You have to communicate clearly, and I think a lot of times, Pynk, fellas, I don't think we know how.
The key word is communication.
What I got out of that was, I'm making real fast. If she's telling you that right now, that means she got a zero tolerance. The first time you do something that make you recognize the laugh when she gone. So she got 15 minutes to see you. By the time I get through drinking this coffee, I'm gonna call you the problem. Yeah. Now we've been talking. How many dudes you done dated that you feel this way? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So why would I even wait that long to? No. Next, we gone. Yeah. So.
All right, we have another question from the audience.
Ooh, I almost changed my question based off of what you all were just talking about. I am 2 years post-divorce, married for a year to someone that wanted a wife but didn't want to be a husband. I will say this is a great panel. We have married, divorced, newly engaged, single, not pursuing. I will say I was probably one of those that was reared in a way to present myself as a wife and all of those things and Christian values that went along with it. And you don't find sometimes that the men are groomed to be present for that woman, not just providing. Now, I'm in a higher level position, so financially I have all the things.
Send me a whole song.
But you have to be on something. So when you're in that position and men see you, they don't think they can add any value to your life. What I hear a lot, you look like you don't need anything. Well, I don't know what you're looking at because I don't want to take the trash. I do these things because I'm single. Like, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna work? Who's gonna pay the bills? You know, that kind of thing. So my question to you would be, at some point, did you become aware? I know we were all created by our environments, which you said, that you realized the way you grew up, the way you were reared, at some point, it wasn't right. Now, I'm not, right or wrong. I would have this debate with my ex-husband that it's not right or wrong. You were reared differently than I was. So this is how I grew up. This is how you grew up. Let's figure out what works for us. That was my whole mentality going in. But it was, no, you should do this. I'm like, well, if you want that wife, you need to retire me and bring me home. I couldn't clean all day, but I'm not working a 13-hour day and coming home and doing, so there was a difference there. So was there a point in, I address this to all of you, where you realized that, my environment has dictated how I show up in relationships and I need to change that? Was there an awareness that clicked to say, oh, maybe it is me? I'm very aware now to say, okay, well, some of that was my daddy used to do, and my daddy did it this way. So I grew up thinking a man should be a certain way. But then I had to realize, no, we got to figure out what works for us. So what was that point? If you've had that point, married, divorced, engaged, single, what did that look like?
I think all men have been through it. The identity crisis part of it. But I do believe, I'm gonna speak for myself, that when I realized that it wasn't going to work, when you think back on it, it probably wasn't working what you saw at that time either. That was just life. So it just worked, but it really wasn't working. And when you become old enough and you get in those positions, I think it's the woman and the man that makes you realize it, right? And if you have kids, they're going to change you because the expression on their face, no matter what you know, no matter what you feel, if dad's mistreating mama, the kid's going to look a certain way, right? If mama is screaming at daddy too much, the kids are going to look a certain way. As a man, or as a woman, there's something, right, that's not quite right. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that was a moment for me. Well, it was a moment for me when my wife was introduced to my parents for the first time. When we got back home, she looked at me, bro. She held my hand. She grabbed my hand. She said, I now understand, baby. She said, I understand you.
That's dope.
She understood why I was the way I was once she met my family, right? And I didn't know what she was meaning because I thought she was saying it in an endearing way, but she was like, no, bro, I really understand why you are the way you are, right? And so when she broke it down to me, right, I think that was the first time in my life that I felt something that it was a nervous, angry feeling. Like she found out my secret. You know what I mean? I felt like, I had been exposed. So that was probably my first time.
That's good.
I think for me, it was, I look, watch my mom and dad, have whatever their successes and or failures were. And, my pops is like a preacher and a military man, very straight up and down, by the book kind of guy. And my brain just don't work that way. And I think I realized at some point, I just don't want to, I don't want to end up like that. And I was young, no disrespect to my father. You know what I'm saying? That's his life. He's happy with it that way. But the end of that just didn't appeal to me. And so I thought from a very young age, hey man, I'm going to build my own path. I'm going to figure out what works for me. I once dated a girl, woman. I once dated a woman who I met her, we were out partying, blah, blah, blah. We were out that way. And then, I kind of slowed up from there because, but she still wanted to go out. And I loved that for her because that's just what she liked to do. And then one day, one of her homegirls that she was going out with was like, he let you go out and do this, he must be da 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 da. And so then she decided that she wanted to domesticate herself, made me the most miserable man alive. Because this isn't for you. That's not right. Like, you don't have to be that thing because they tell you to be that thing. Right. We were much happier when you were happy and I was happy. You get what I'm saying? And so I learned a long time ago that, like, just build what makes you two happy. Yeah.
Be authentic. Be authentic.
Ask the question one more time because I had it and then lost it.
At what point did you realize or become aware that maybe the way you were reared or your upbringing shifted your perspective in relationships, and maybe I need to unlearn something to be better?
That what for me was my oldest daughter. My dad is in his late 70s and came up during the movement but was severely abused by his dad, right? And so I didn't see him show a lot of affection to my sisters. My dad was a doer, you know what I mean? He got shit done. He got them resources that they needed. He's always there, even to this day, with bad knees. My dad is going to show up for any one of my sisters for whatever is needed. You know what I mean? That's what I've seen, but I've never really seen my dad hug my sisters. You know what I mean? So I noticed, when I noticed the increased need for affection and presence that I had to show for my daughters, that's what started making me click and think about how I was showing up in my relationships and how grown women are just big girls. You know what I mean? Like, there are those things, and grown men we are still little boys. There's still aspects of our childhood that remain in us, for the rest of our lives. And once I started making that connection is when I started being more intentional about communicating, about, being affectionate and being open to affection, even when I might be stressed out. You can't help that your daughter's sitting here crying. You might be stressed out and mad about something else, but you still need to make that space for her. You can't shoo her off, just because you're upset about something. And so when I started learning how to, like, kind of quell those parts of myself in sacrifice for this other person, doing that with my daughters has helped me learn to be more aware and present to do that in my relationship.
So today, we've heard a lot. And I think it was some really good context. I really think that you enlightened us to truly see it from different perspectives. One of the key words that I heard today is communication. We talked about feelings. We talked about being vulnerable. We highlighted, how men can have egos. And Lord have mercy, we talked about that horse that I think will be trending for a minute. But I really enjoyed hearing from each of you, and I enjoyed the fact that you showed up. You were excited to enlighten us. Nobody held back, and everybody had a different flavor that they put into this pot. So major kudos to you all. Give them a round of applause. I mean, major kudos. You exceeded our expectations. All right. So in closing, I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to look into the camera and share with us what you want to say, or drop us a tune, whatever you want to do. Hey, do you. And tell us what you got going on and how you want to close this men's table talk.
Are you starting with me?
Yes, we starting with you. Big rope.
I first thing first, know you before you try to learn somebody else. It always starts in the house. If you don't know yourself, you can't know nobody else. I promise you, because you'll always go down the line, pull into somebody. And when you get the time now, you want somebody to pour into you, it's too late. So know you before you know anybody else. Anybody else. Love you. Some people call it being selfish. Some of us try, we pride ourselves on being selfless. But no, be selfish in a sense that reward yourself, know yourself, so you can do better for yourself. And once you do that, you'll start attracting the people that you desire to be around you. Now, with that being said, I need all y'all to listen to my radio show every Saturday and Sunday. Saturday from 10 to 3, Sunday from 12 to 5 on B94.9. It's the Magic City Blues Party. I will be your bartender, Big Row Williams, serving you never the best in Southern Soul, old school, and blues that you can use. You dig what I'm saying? I need y'all to go to all my social media, Big Row Williams. Type in BIGRO, and when you get to WILL, I will pop up. You dig what I'm talking about? Now, I'm a singer. I travel all over the world. I need y'all to make sure y'all support my music. I got my sister Kiki up in here. We working on right now. I got 3 new projects. Yeah. She gonna be one of my artists. So y'all, she don't know yet. I'm telling her now. There it is. You sang too? I got you. We'll check it out. Pynk Beard. But now, just make sure y'all follow and make sure y'all get this coffee because Joe, this coffee you got, hey, it's out the chain.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm getting 2 bags today. Yeah, real talk. So
My man.
That's it. That's all.
All right.
Those are me. Okay. What do I want to say? One, my buddy here, Pynk Beard, is gonna be on the new season of America's Got Talent.
What?
Yes. One, thankful to have been on this journey with him to help him, transition from background to foreground. And I'm also in that same transition myself. And so it's been a beautiful process to see the way that he's evolved and changed through this, the ways that he cares for his family. It's just been dope. And so, y'all see us as business partners, but this is really my brother. This is a close friend of mine. And I'm thankful and glad to be part of seeing this next chapter of his life. But we have a watch party July 21st at Bar Sebastian. Those tickets are on Eventbrite now. You'll see the links on our pages. We're doing a live performance there. I'm also relaunching my apparel brand called Raised in the South. I'll have that merch there for sale as well. And I think just for listeners, I know this is a men podcast, so I'm gonna talk to men. I think men, I want to encourage y'all to go to therapy and to re-examine the definition of what you believe to be an alpha male, and that definition is changing and it needs to change, and be willing to adapt and evolve. And so, yeah, that's it.
All right. Where can we find you?
My website is dezwilson.com, DEZWilson.com. I'm on Instagram as This Is Dez, DEZ. Yeah.
Well, he took my good one. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I am going to be on this season of America's Got Talent, which I'm really excited about. And we are having that watch party at Bar Sebastian on the 21st. All that. I'm also going on tour starting on the 8th of July. On the 8th, Jackson, Mississippi on the 9th, Chattanooga on the 10th, Nashville, Madison on the 11th, Cincinnati on the 12th. Then I got to go to court on the 13th.
Round it all out. Bring your ass back.
Boo was not
This ain't a man about our
was not bullshit. So don't let me forget to go to court.
And they will come and get you.
You see, they took me to jail. But then I'm also doing a gala at Workplay on the 18th. I'm really thankful for what this project has been able to do for me. And, what can I say about Dez Wilson that hasn't already been said about a bag of shit? No, I'm saying, no, that's my brother. I love him. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, so you can catch me anywhere at Pynk Beard, PYNKBEARD. That's on Instagram, that's Facebook, that's X everywhere. But the thing that I want to say specifically to, as we're building, we have this opportunity now. Sometimes I think we look at when things fall apart, we look at them as, oh my God, what was there is not there anymore. But when things fall apart is the perfect opportunity to build, right? We have this wonderful opportunity to define what success is now. What does love look like now? Right. And there are some things that we might have saw in the past that we want to do again. There are some things that we might have never seen before that we can imagine here. I think I want to encourage us specifically as Black folk to imagine again, right? And I mean that from the depth of my, right? I don't even mean fantasize.
Mm-hmm.
I mean imagine, right? Because I can fantasize about something I saw somebody else do, right? But we have this space as adults. We got grown people money, right? We got grown people aspirations. And so I don't have to think of my relationships the way I thought of them at 12, what I hoped for at 12 or 13. I get to imagine what can be, and even if you've never seen, especially if you've never seen it before, imagine it, design it, build it, live it.
And last but not least, Mr. Coffee himself, Joe Lockett.
First and foremost, fellas, thank you. My team and I want to thank Lisa, I want to thank nephew, I want to thank cousin for helping me come up with the idea, the vision, being able to put this thing together, the men's table. We wanted to do something different in podcasting here in Birmingham. And, you guys, and then just like the ladies in the audience, too. Everyone showed up, they came in, asked questions, right? And hopefully this is the beginning of something really big for all of us. Pynk, I've watched you over the years, man. And congratulations, bro. It's going to be a proud moment for us to see you sitting on that national stage doing your thing, man. Man, come on, we got to give him a round of applause for that, y'all. We're one of our own right now. We got to celebrate you on that, big dog. For real. Just thank everybody, man, for being on my journey, following me at Joe Lockett on social media, watching my failures, as a few successes along the way. As a husband, an ex-husband, but was once a husband, a son, and a father, and an entrepreneur. I'm with you, Pynk. Dream big, fail fast. The one thing I've learned is to put a good team around you. Mm-hmm. Pray, and don't be ashamed of failure, because you're not failing. You're getting to your success. You know what I mean? And that's very important to be. Lisa always tells me something, Joe, stop being so hard on yourself. Joe, stop being so hard on yourself. But like I told her, if you're going to be great, you got to get it right. You know what I mean? And I'm the Michael Jordan type of guy, or the Kobe Bryant. I'm going to shoot the shot 1,000 times till I understand the shot. Not just because it went in. I want to know why it went in, why the ball spent the way it spent, why the footwork was the way it needed to work. How do I need to be when I get in the moment? Can I actually shoot the shot? A lot of people don't do that. And so closing this thing out, man, this has been the men's table right here at the Filter Coffee Parlor. Make sure you guys come out and support Filter Coffee Parlor. Support everybody projects that's got going on. We're definitely going to be at your watch party. Been listening to you on radio, big dog. And Lisa, turn it back over to you.
Well, thank you. And lastly, we have a giveaway coming up, 2 tickets to the watch party.
Yeah,
we'll drop it. We'll let y'all know those details. I want to say thank you again to our panelists. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to our viewers. You watched Coffee and Conversations with Joe, with Lisa as your host. Have a great day.